I hear people, I run into people and say, well, I want to hear positive stuff. I won't read the newspapers anymore. I won't do this anymore. And I think you can't block yourself out from, it's sort of learn what the enemy's doing. Sometimes I say, or learn what is going on.
Right.
Because, negative or positive, it affects us. It affects us.
Well, and it's somebody's take on something.
Yeah.
They say, Facebook and MySpace, all this stuff is social networking. And it is, but really books are the ultimate social networking. I can read about people centuries ago, great leaders, people that have lost it all and come back, and I can find out everything about them, what makes them think, by reading a book, and trust me, it took me many decades to reading that, because of course growing up with a father in the book business, it's like the last thing I want. I'm sick of books. I'm sick. But you really get out and you realize there's a lot of wealth in those pages, and okay, if you don't want to read the negative, there's so much good positive stuff out there that you can fill your brain with. So find what you're looking for.
So taking your bio then, okay, we've lost Charlie, and now you've come into the family business. Now, I read some of your bio out loud, but what's a personal journey that led you to coming back? I didn't realize you had other siblings, but to coming back and you taking the family business.
Well, a lot of that was Dad growing up. I have family members that stayed in the area with my dad, so I'm really blessed to have them with the corporate knowledge. Because, I was out of it. I come back after 20 years, 25 years, and am new into it. So we have the corporate knowledge. Not only are they family, but they know, they've been it, they've seen what works, what doesn't work, what Dad was trying to do, what customers. My thing was, though, Dad really, growing up, would take us to travel with him different places. Hear these great, like I said, the Zig Ziglars, the Ken Blanchard, and I'd sit there as a little kid, listening, going, oh my gosh, this person is really good at what they like, and people are listening and anxious to hear what they have to say, and they're really helping people achieve what they want to achieve. So I was really always, I was the one that always, Dad encouraged us to really strike out on our own and earn our stripes. And he'd say, why don't you try selling books door to door for summer? So I try that. Why don't you try doing this? Why don't you try, he brought home a pamphlet for New Mexico Military Institute that he had been to give a leadership speech to. And he said, Tracey, this is really fascinating, these kids. And so I was really brought up with this, there's a lot of opportunities, don't ever be fearful, try it. So I grew up, which is then how, tried that and got into the academy. So tried a lot of different things, and I was always really conscious of the fact that Dad did not come into a family business. He built it and he earned it.
Okay.
And I saw a lot of people, and I thought, I want to earn stuff on my own account. I don't want people to go, well, that's so-and-so's daughter.
Silver spoon.
Yeah, she got the job because that's so-and-so's daughter, which I'm not dogging family businesses at all. But I was just really watched him, and I wanted to say I had done it on my own. So having done that and having seen many, many different managers and people and modes of business in different industries, when it was time to come back, it was a good fit because I could kind of bring more of a business or operational perspective back into a small niche of a family business. And my brothers and sisters have been very, very supportive of that. There was none of this, wait a minute, I've been working. They're experts at what they do, and they were looking for somebody with a little bit more experience to come on in, and have really supported me in that. So
they're in the business also?
They're still in the business, yes.
Okay.
Got a couple sisters, a brother, and my mom's in there too.
I wanted to really touch on the subject because a lot of our viewers have businesses of their own, or are the offspring of people who have businesses of their own. I keep hearing about how difficult it is to kind of come back into the family business, either after being away or just when you're finally old enough to do it. How come you didn't join the family business while your dad was still around?
Well, I would answer that, and for those of you that understand the dynamics of this, because Dad and I were really too much alike. And I don't say that in a negative way at all. That's just realizing, I'm sure anybody that's been in business can look at certain personalities and what meshes and what doesn't. Dad, it was his company, and there can only be one chief, as it should be, and it was his business and his generation, how he ran it. I respected that. How I would look at it, I would have some different things I would focus on, obviously from my perspective. and it just, what he was doing was going great, and it just, the timing was not there. But we were really fortunate the last couple months he was alive to really spend a lot of time together and talk, to stop talking about, well, I think it should be this, I think it should be this, and really talk about the smooth flow and the handoff. So it was really, really fortunate. We had a lot of time before he went home to really discuss, you know, what do we need to see it do, and really buy into it. So that's kind of why.
Okay.
And like I said, I was off doing my thing, earning my stripes, and kind of doing my thing, and wanted to keep doing that. And he obviously had his business and his whole enterprise under control. So I just kind of was doing my thing and just waiting for the timing of the whole thing.
Did you always know you would eventually come and work the business? I mean, because we all know our parents are not going to be here forever. I didn't know if
I think in the back of my mind, yes.
Okay.
I always assume the worst, and then when I do that, it never turns out the worst. So, but you know, my whole thing was, again, having my own background. I was really concerned about, number one, I'm not him. I'm my own person, and you know, so kind of losing my identity, my experiences, my skill set, and it has just been such a wonderful journey. I just think about the times I really, you know, thought about, oh no, the time might come, the time might come. The time is here, and it's been tremendous, absolutely wonderful. So.
I keep, every time
and
you
I'm
use
not
the
just
word,
saying that because I'm on your show.
Every time you use the word, I have to laugh.
Oh gosh.
So what are some of the differences then? Well, between how he ran the business and how you're moving the business forward, and in that is also typically when you started a business, it depends on your personality, and so when somebody else who doesn't have your personality comes along, the business might not continue.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And I would say, when I said we're too much alike, from a personality standpoint, we very much are very much alike. But our focus was, his focus obviously is his presence. He was the magnet, the star quality, the out there endorsing the books, a phenomenal speaker. Like I said, and I'm not just saying that because he is my father, I never get sick of listening to his stuff. It's humorous, it's relevant, it's classic, and it's really hits you right here. And so, you know, he was that. Now, he is not here, and we recognize that, but we want to promote his legacy. So there are things there are industries that Dad worked a lot with, the multi-level market, the sales, those type of industries. And I am trying to get into more of the traditional mortar and brick, the businesses, the HR, the training departments, more take my experiences and take what I've seen him do with his material in the industries he spoke to, and kind of move them over, be it government or, you know, Fortune 500 companies, and try and use them more into this. The other thing is, you know, Dad, it was his business. It was his passion. He grew it, so he focused his priorities on different things. I come in from really more of an operational, looking at the margins, looking at, you know, the bottom line kind of thing, and because that's what I was trained in. So we're trying to really keep the vibrancy and the message, but really, especially in these days, and trying to keep creative about how we're going to reinvent ourselves and keep this great niche market and expand it, kind of thing. So
your mom also works the business.
Gloria's 82, and she and Dad were married for 62 years, so nobody understands his vision and what he tried to do more than her. And she is in the store. If you call the bookstore, Gloria may answer the phone, and she's worked side by side with him, and you know, was with the kids and in the business, raising us all so Dad could go out and travel, and just this beautiful, beautiful relationship.